Interesting. I actually didn't know you had to leave. So, um, how does processing a visa work legally? I mean, what are the basic steps involved?
The basic steps are that we send, so there are a number of processing centers in the U.S. depending on where your work is going to be, where your agent is. We prepare all of the documentation. As I said, it's an enormous amount of documentation and proof that we have to put forward to the government. We send it in. We generally hear, as I said, between 60 and 90 days, sometimes with expedited processing, depending on the workload of the government agencies. It could be as short as 2 weeks, as I mentioned. We then hear back from them, and the visa would be issued, and then you would have to go and meet and receive it.
Okay. Maybe a little redundant here since you kind of answered this earlier, but what has to be proven to actually get a visa?
So you need to prove for any of the visas, right, whether you're a student. And I should say, if people didn't get the visa, right, for whatever reason, regardless of how much evidence you've put forward, there are other things that we can do to keep you here to try to resubmit. For example, get you on a student visa if you can get into an approved course of study while you're trying to figure out a different way to remain, for example. You need to prove the elements of each of the visas. So if you're on a performance visa, like a P visa, you need to be in a group, and it's, for example, they have different cultural groups. So there are different visas. There are over 180 kinds of visas in the U.S., and we've tried to find strategically the best ones that would suit you, and for each of them, there are different criteria.